Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Wario Land. I'm your host CPC Gamer, and today we're going to explore Mount Teapot. Like, for realsies this time. The screen board has changed to denote a new overworld and everything. So, let's go! Now interestingly, the manual refers to this area as Asparagus Lake. And you can see some of that on the world map for this area. There's some asparagus stalks sticking out of the water. Now, Mount Teapot is in the manual, but it was originally the name for the final world. And the manual names a couple of other things too, like Wario is exploring Kitchen Island, which lies in the middle of the Capri Sea. And I love it when games do that. You know, here's some background fluff that you absolutely don't need, but just read it and look. That's it. That was stupid. I got so caught up in world building I forgot to look where I was going. Doubly stupid, in fact, because there's some cool stuff in these blocks, which I now cannot break. Still, easy now. Let's head this way, get some coins, and push on. And you know, it's weird. I've done a lot of gaming and studying since I last played this game, and now that I'm coming into it, not blind, but rusty, I guess we'll say, I'm looking at this with my game designer's hat on, and I can see why they made a lot of choices that they did. Right, for example, these mines, they're positioned in such a way that they probably won't hit you, but you can see what they do hit, and you can get an idea of how to dodge them, rather than the game just going, "Hey, think fast!" Don't know why I'm going that way, there's nothing over there. Progression is to the right, Andy. And something else that this game does, or at least something it has done thus far anyways, each stage has something new or different in it. Again, it's like Super Mario World, where every stage is functionally the same, but mechanically different. And I think I'm overdue for a power-up. Game? I'm getting a little bit worried. Especially after I've gone out of my way to sort of hype up my skills with this thing. Ah, now you can get up there, but you have to bring a bunny hat with you. Or, there's a hidden door in the sea of bricks that we just went through, and that takes you to a secondary path through the level. It goes over the top of the water, and it's a lot easier to do. And Sea of Bricks. I like that name. It has a really weird, whimsical but broken feel to it, you know? Kind of like the Fortress of Doors, in fact. And it also puts me in mind of wreck reefs, which is one of those things that fascinates me, but also kinda terrifies me. I'm not a fan of overly deep water, or something is lurking in this water but it's so big you can only see part of it, kind of a thing. Come on, game! Seriously, I'm starting to get jumpy right about now. I mean, I don't remember this game being particularly hard, except for the stages with the instant death pits, but on the other hand, I did used to cheat a lot when I played this. Like, a lot. Still, we're at the end now, and Small Wario always gets powered up whenever he leaves a stage. It means they have fewer sprites to draw for the bonus games, don't you know? And yeah, that's kind of a cynical way of looking at it, but you have to know that's what that was, right? And yeah, see, right next to the level marker there's 3 sprigs of asparagus, following up from the idea they left in the manual. And I guess this one goes to prove me entirely wrong about each stage having something different in it. We dealt with currents in the last level. On the plus side though, I really like the background of this stage. It looks like I'm in the middle of a cave or some like vast intricate rock network like the Hoyo El Diablo, I think it is called. I don't know. I do know that it's games like this that got me interested in writing and world building when I was younger. I mean, partially because you have to fill in a lot of low-res graphics with your imagination, but also because... dumb. Because I talk to my friends and family about this game, how, you know, I like the cave background, or whatever. And my nan would tell me to take that idea and run with it, and write up what else Wario would find in the cave. So, a neat little exercise, I thought. Now, this is the jet helmet. And I always called it the bunny hat when I was younger because I thought it was like the hardcore version of the bunny hat from Super Mario Land 2. Although I would often wonder, why is it the bunny looked a lot like a bird than a rabbit? And the answer is, because it's a bird and not a rabbit. See? Now, if all goes well, I just put in a scan of the manual showing off the jet helmet. And if I can't find the manual, then I apologize in advance for whatever stupid thing I put there instead. You're a jerk, future me. Oh, but I will show this off, though. If you swim in the surf beneath the question mark blocks, Wario's head vanishes. And yeah, sprite layer issues have always amused me, even when I didn't quite know what they were. How many things can we say that about? Too many, I reckon. It's one of those sort of unspoken rules of becoming an adult, I think. Getting jokes that were designed to go over your head as a child. Or spotting jokes that a younger audience wouldn't get. It's like that one Animaniacs joke about the fingerprints. But on the other hand, you do then have to say, oh, I'll explain that to you when you're older, to the kids, and then you feel old. Quickly, a distraction! I immediately remember this room. Because this room introduces a new mechanic. You can jump on these little daggers and use them to climb higher. And I'm sure this will not come into play at any other point in this room. And I'm sure that that arrow pointing upwards did not indicate anything. On this, a level with a secret exit. So let's push on to the one and only one door. Yeah, and you give that thumbs up, Wario. You show that door who's boss. Something else I like about this game, as you progress further and further, and as you amass more and more money, Wario gets faster as he passes the bonus stage doors. Like, he is just so eager to see how much money he's getting. Although, the fact that there's 5 number slots in the coin counter kinda drops your stomach when you think about how much grinding you have to do, you know? I'm not gonna collect that garlic. I rather like being Jet Wario. Kinda distracts from how boring this music is. I mean, I will praise the soundtrack any... Yes! Look at those skills! Just look at him! Wario is a big and clunky guy, but he can be nimble when he needs to be. Oh, and kind of speaking of, I love when you hold up but don't do anything. He looks like an opera singer to my mind. I just want to do that and burst into song, you're not getting me. And I'm not doing a ground pound either. I'm still not entirely used to the controls in this game. Clearly. So this room always confused me when I was younger, because I thought you were walking along a rope or something. But now I come to look at it again, it's obvious I'm on a ledge. They just have the foreground and background as the same colour, so it's a little bit confusing. And I don't need that. I'm doing alright on my own, I think. That wasn't the room I thought it was anyways. I mean, I know there's a secret somewhere in this level, but I forget which specific room it's in. I mean, just watch, when I get there, it will all snap into place. And in the meantime, these guys are called penguins. And they're a bizarre hybrid of penguin and raccoon. For some reason. I mean, I don't know that that's a Japanese folklore thing, or they were just getting kind of weird when they wrote that, but I know where I am. A key, you say? I haven't seen any indication of where a door might be, have I? Kinda. I mean, unless you count that stray block in the middle of nowhere. No, you haven't. So you get 100 coins for your troubles. I'm actually going to put that down again. And on the other side of our little blockade, we have the skeleton door. And inside our chest today... Man, I love doing that! It sounds like I get him cheered on when I collect my prize, you know? And apparently my prize is a lute or a harp of some kind. Not entirely sure what Wario wants with that, but whatever, there it is. Apparently those things are meant to be Nintendo treasures, but honestly I'm not seeing it. Oh, also there's nothing up here. Like, they modelled a bit of wall, but nothing else. So that's one of the treasures, one of the few treasures I think is unfairly hidden. I mean, there is another one later on that involves you knowing the game mechanics and recognizing that something is wrong. But, I mean, at that point you do know the game mechanics, if that makes sense? Whatever, right? 8-year-old me found it, I remembered it, so... can't be all that bad, right? Oh, and on another good point of level design, looking at the position of the dot on the map, it kinda shows you the route you're gonna take through the level. Like, that one was mostly vertical because we were climbing the mountain. And this one's gonna be a water stage, how wonderful. Oh, and it's this music again. I think I'm gonna dub in something a little bit better, but just as suitable. And I immediately regret saying that, because now I've got to find something decent. You know, it's like I said, I've said it before, I will probably say it again, I like this game's soundtrack. It is perfect for what it is representing. An awkward, clunky soundtrack for an awkward, clunky hero. Who is only really our hero by virtue of the fact that he's not as bad as the other guys. But whatever. This track, or I mean, the track that I can hear right now and I may have dubbed out, it's just... I don't know, it's slow and uninspired. But it's the Game Boy. You know, I don't know how well it could do ambient noises effectively. Like, you couldn't do Silent Hill like this, you know? Oh, so close! You know, if it was me, I'd have put something big up there, like a 100 coin or a 3-up. But whatever, I showed the hidden blocks, so that counts as getting it. Did that guy just spawn in the air somehow? Don't know how that happened. It's just like with everything else. I love it when I see something new in something where I thought I had seen everything. Or maybe I did see that before, I don't know. I have not played this for years, and it's kind of insane how much of this is still automatic to me. Now, this kinda seems ridiculous, but this is something we'll need to pay attention to later. Besides, it's bonus coins. I love those! Now, up here we have... I'm pretty sure that's the checkpoint door, and we're not heading this way. I am gonna do a super cannonball, though. Yeah! I kinda like how Wario just doesn't care about fall damage or whatever, because this is a video game. We take enemy damage, though. I mean, otherwise we're allowed to be dumb and goofy and disregard physics. Although I did some reading up. In the sequel, you don't take damage at all. Like, you lose coins when you take a hit, but you're otherwise invincible. And they use that mechanic to... like, they mash you flat so you can crawl under doors or whatnot. I mean, basically Wario turns into even more of a cartoon character than he already is. I mean, one of the reasons that I like this game is because... oh yeah, I remember this bit. Analog stick, don't fail me now! There we go. Bit of a jerk move. If you walk into that door before you open it, you are bounced off and into the pit. I don't think that's good design. Or maybe it is, because it teaches you to be careful, I don't know. I mean, I think it's a case of, if I fall into the trap then it's a dick move, but since I didn't, it's just an explanation of a game mechanic. Like, not only is the level layout coming back to me, but my 8-year-old mentality is as well. Did I just see the top of the level boundaries? I guess I didn't. The joys of playing on 20-year-old electronics. Anyways, looking at it, I think this would do well if you have the dragon helmet. Like, maybe if you get halfway through this bit, the game gives you the flamethrower and says, like, do you see how much easier this is, now that you're doing it this way? Although, if I remember rightly, this stage is also a good way of introducing you to the crouch jump, if you want to try that out. And I don't, right now, because it's not the most important technique in the game. But it does come particularly handy at one point in World 4. I mean, with that said, though, we'll come to that in the relevant level, because right now, I am playing the Broken Block Barricade. Because I'm playing a Donkey Kong stage, apparently. Aha! Now, that is the door that we need to take. The level does carry on a little bit, but there's only a couple of coins to collect, nothing worth exploring to get. Also, you know, I vaguely appreciate water stages that don't use water themes. It's about the opposite of super fast fight scenes set to slow music, which I am also a fan of. Oh. Well, I meant to do that. Yeah, see, because there's a jet right there. It's also a quick little way of climbing this little arrangement. Okay, that's a key. Now, can I be a cool guy and catch it in midair? No, I can't. I forget if I did that when I was younger. I just wanted to try it. Don't worry though, because now you get to watch me derp around to see if I can carry it up quickly. Yeah! Hopefully that has redeemed myself somewhat. Eventually we get a crown. I don't know why I'm feeling the need to show off as I play this, but there it is. Hopefully this doesn't screw me over when I find some actual difficulty. Because, I mean, I do remember this game being kinda difficult when I played it as a kid. Like, the poster board ad campaign ran with, "Well Hard Hat Zone," which is a sequence of words that only really make sense in colloquial English. It kinda put me off playing the game. I mean, possibly because I was 8 and stupid, because hard, in that context, means tough and strong in the English vernacular. I mean, we don't really use it like that anymore. It's kinda like we don't use the word buzzin' to mean good. Hey folks, I'm CPC Gamer, and this episode's a time capsule, by the way. And I'm also skipping over puzzle sequences, because I don't like them. Stars work, as you can see, exactly how you'd expect them. Killing an enemy nets you 11 hearts, and stop right there! That's another good example of underhanded level design. You're meant to keep barreling left and right, and not notice that you're about to run into a pit. You know, I always get jumpy around falling ledges like that. It's a shame, it's one of the big gimmicks of level 4, or world 4, whatever. Falling platforms across lava. About the most platformy this platform game gets, if that makes sense. Oh, and what do you know? Course 12 does not have a boss marker. I guess this world doesn't have a boss, so we get a free pass for now. And I'm not going to show that off right now. A little too risky. I will score 3 points, though. Yeah! I think that's a 3-point shot. Okay, so this enemy is called Chicken Duck, and if you throw an enemy into the basket on its head, you get 30 coins. He keeps spawning as long as you don't kill him, so you can keep shuttling enemies back to him for more and more cash. Although I do like that they introduced him in this. I meant to do that, because I didn't want coins anyway. Because I was gonna say how I like that they introduced him in this stage that is full of instant death pits. Yeah, sort of a risk-reward thing. It's a challenge to get the enemies back to him, but you really do appreciate those 30 coins. By the way, there's ghosts in this game. I mean, I don't know how well you could see that, because they flicker in and out of existence like crazy, and my capture software may have erased it. And if Pinnacle didn't, YouTube's frame compression almost certainly did. Like, World 5 has a ghost level. That's going to be particularly fun to watch back on YouTube, I reckon. But what do you expect? I mean, this game was released before we all came to realize that, you know, hey, maybe giant flickering images are not a good idea. I wonder what this does. Clearly nothing bad will come from me hitting it. Ooh, it's a cutscene. Which you could probably see coming, because this is the Game Boy player, and it renders sprites in a different colour to the backgrounds. It's kind of like the old cartoons where you knew bits of the scenery were going to move because they were on an acetate cell rather than the background. I'm not 1,000 there yet, but I'll get it after the next stage. The second boss is surprisingly easy, I seem to recall. Anyway, this course has a really interesting concept, and I wish more games would do it. We are currently playing through course 10, but because we smashed that UFO into it, the stage looks and plays slightly different. And about the only time I remember a game doing that is... I think one of the stages in Echo 2 did that. Like, you return to Atlantis from the first game, except it's all even more destroyed and you have to fight that weird bug thing. Echo the Dolphin's a friggin' weird series, man. Oh, and while I'm here, I like that little bit down there. Like, you can only get those 2 coins before you alter the level. Now that it's been mashed flat, they're just stuck there forever. Now, there is meant to be a dragon hat somewhere around here. I'm pretty sure. Ah, yes, there it is. You're going to want to pick that up, because it's pretty handy, both for beating the boss and getting to him. I feel like I got those the wrong way around. But I know what I meant. And now, no you don't, I saw that. I know what I meant, and it's good enough for me. It also helps to drive the dragon helmet so you can collect these bonus coins. And go through this completely non-threatening door. I wonder how I didn't see that last time. Now, as you can see, the thwomp is set to track the walls as best it can. It's like the one we saw in Rice Beach. It can't turn around though, so it's stuck against that barricade. And we're free to explore as much as we like. Holy jumping weasel fritters on a hot cross bun, it's the Minotaur! Or it's a Minotaur. And he kicked my ass, apparently. Maybe he's trickier than I remember him being. Alright, back on the horse. Let's try this again. Sheer bloody-mindedness will win through. Although, you know, it does give me a chance to talk about this game a little bit. You may recognize the noises that the bosses make when you hit them. And you may also recognize the pause sounds, and the item collection sounds, various other sort of incidental noises about the game. They come from Metroid 2, The Return of Samus. And the reason they are there is because this game was built on top of Metroid 2's game engine. I mean, that's why all the sprites are big and chunky. It's why the hero is so fluid and... I'm gonna grab that garlic. It's why we're so fluid and well designed. And a funny little bit of turnaround, or paying it forward, or whatever you want to call it. 10 years later, Metroid Fusion was built on top of the game engine for Wario Land 4. And it's always interesting to me to see what game engines turn up in what games. I mean, especially on the handheld systems, where you can't just go modified Unreal 3 with Havoc, just like everybody else, you know? Like, the best one, my absolute favourite. The engine that ran... That was a really stupid decision on my part. Majora's Mask was later retooled to run a game called Dobutsu no Mori, which you probably know better as Animal Crossing. And like, you can't find 2 more diametrically opposed games than those. And I'm going to focus on this and try not to die. There you go! Or not. Oh, no. This is the best commentary! Whatever, this guy's name is Beefin, which is spelled B-E-E-F-N-E. Yes! He carries the Charles Atlas seal of approval, but he has got nothing on Wario. And sitting down is always fun when you're done beating the boss. And I'm not going to show off the super high value hunting range. I'm going to save my coins. Plus I love hearing this coin counter rack up. It's not at all annoying. Yeah! 1198! Don't know what happened in that year, but I hope it was something neat so I can put it in a comment. Anyways, join us next time for when we begin exploring Stove Canyon. And until next time, goodbye!